I would highly suggest you need to be rich. You know why you need to be rich? You need to be rich for all of the things that you want to accomplish that you're frustrated by right now that you cannot do. You know why you can't go to Africa and serve children and build schools the way you want to? You know why you can't do that? Because you don't have the funds to do so. You know why you can't pay for the college, the ultimate dream college for your child? Because you don't have the money to do so. You know why you're not living in the house that you want to or have not fixed that part of the house? Because you don't have the money to do so. You know why you're not serving in the way that you want to serve the public and the community in the way that you want to? Is because you don't have the money to do so. My point is that it's not about the money. It's about what the money enables you to do in your life as a result of having it. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Chris Williams here, back with another episode. And today what I thought I would do is share with you the laziest business that you can start in 2023. Now, most people are looking for something, or right now it's December and you're trying to figure out like, what can I do? Or you're looking at your business model and wondering, maybe I should change something. Or some of us are just like, man, I have like no freaking clue where to go. Well, I want to give you something that I've kind of looked at and I've always seen personally in the last 4.5 years has made total sense for as busy as I am as a dad, as a husband, as somebody who travels a lot. Like, how do you be able to build extra income? I know many of you are thinking about that, especially for those of you who listen to my show. You're always at the office on getting ready to get on a plane, or you're pretty busy working from home. You love your job, you love your title, but you're looking at 2023 and looking at the horizon and going, I do not want this to be the only thing, right? If you're worried about being fired, downsized, or laid off, let me tell you something. One of the laziest businesses you can start in 2023 is an e-commerce business. Listen, I know what is talked about. I know how hard things can be. I'm not saying every business is the easiest. It's the laziest business you can start. Why is that? Well, there's a couple of things before we get into why and all those other things that I do want to make sure that I share with you, because it's pretty powerful what can be accomplished when you look at the world of e-commerce. First and foremost, let me give you some stats that I was able to find that I just thought were personally striking as I kind of looked at what was going on in e-commerce. By the end of the year of 2022, e-commerce is expected to generate $5.2 trillion in sales. That is crazy. 61% of online consumers in the United States have made a purchase based on a recommendation from a blog. That means there's a lot of people writing blogs, which means if you probably had a blog and you had an e-commerce platform, you could make a little dough. That's the first thing. 59% of millennials will go to Amazon first when online shopping, making them the giant, largest online retailer, according to all of our, based on all the competitors. This one was interesting, and I want to read a couple of more. By the year 2040, listen to me, it's an estimated that 95% of all purchases will be through e-commerce. NASDAQ said that. I want you to just think about this for a second. Let me give you a couple others. 93.5% of global internet users have purchased online products or some product from an online store. Around 50% people say they purchased something from a website's chatbot using conversational marketing. Do I need to keep going? Like, the e-commerce industry is growing 23% year over year. Yet 40% of American small businesses still don't have a website. That is blowing my mind, but that's not what this conversation is about. What I want you to understand is how powerful it is. And when you think today in this world of credit card usage and everything else, here's another one for you. 68% of small businesses don't have a structured or documented conversion rate optimization strategy. And guess what? One of the things that is really interesting, that I want to read this one to you, is that 39, let me find the one, where's my one for global credit cards are a preferred method of payment being used in 53% of transactions. followed by digital payment systems, 43%, and debit cards, 38%. Listen, I am not telling you that you have to have all of the money, but wouldn't some of it be nice coming to your house, into your bank account, into your Stripe account, right? So listen, let me kind of give you a little bit of things to think about as you go into 2023 about why this is the laziest business to start and why it's also the easiest business to just get rolling on and get moving on right now. Number one, there's two ways to go about e-commerce. You can do your own products and services, or you can use leverage and sell someone else's. By the way, here's one of the things I want you to understand. The biggest difference between selling your own products and someone else's. Someone else already has the audience, the information, the data on their customers, and the proof of the fact that people really want their products right now. Hey, you're enjoying this episode, right? Well, there's something I wanted to share with you. Have you ever heard of the triangle of value? Well, it's something that I actually teach in my Side Hustle Secrets course. See, you actually have a profession, you have practices, and you live by a set of principles. That is your triangle of value. Well, within that triangle of value, you are so valuable in the marketplace that what you know in your head, somebody else is willing to pay you in order to be able to get that information so that they can do the same thing that you're doing. But you didn't know that until now. Well, I've created something just for you. I got a course called the Side Hustle Secrets course. If you go to thesidehustlesecrets.com, you can go ahead and get into my course. I teach you how to use that triangle of value and actually be able to create you a great online profitable business. But here's the cool part. Along with that, I show you my core 4 strategies and how to be able to take that triangle of value and turn it into 4 different streams that you can be able to leverage to be able to build you a great side business and reduce the financial stress. Because listen, I know you're enjoying your job. I know you've done all the work that you needed to get where you are today. But I also know this, between layoffs, firings, and downsizings, it's bound to happen. It happened to me twice. I don't want it to happen to you. Or at least if it does, you have something to fall back on and you don't have to hurt you and your family. I know you got a lot of information in your head and I know you could scale it. And I know there's somebody else out there who is happy, willing to pay you to get that information. Well, let me show you how to do it. Go to thesidehustlesecrets.com, get the course, and let's work together to build out and build you what you need for you to have a great side business. Let's get back to the episode. So even if you don't know a thing about selling, even if you don't know a thing about marketing, a thing about digital, whatever, I don't care whatever excuse you try to give yourself, because most of us say, I don't know anything about technology, but you watch TikTok all day. You're online all day. You do know something about technology. The difference is you're not used to it flowing your way. What I want you to understand is having your own online e-commerce platform of any kind is one of the most lucrative ways for anybody looking to start a side business today. Now, I want to go back into a little bit further about why leveraging someone else's products works. Because again, they have already proven that thousands or millions of people a month are buying their product, even on a reoccurring basis. So when you find, one of the things I would highly suggest you do is that you take this month not to be, not to turn off, but to turn on and to start to look at who has products and services, by the way, of which you already buy from. I'm just going to give you some game on this episode. You're already buying products and services right now. You probably bought something today. Is it something that a lot of people buy all the time? Is it something that's reoccurring for people? Well, maybe you might want to partner with that company so you can create some leverage and have people buy it through you. You're going to get paid. See, I think the thing that sometimes we have to accept is that everything and all things will change. Do you know that birds do not look like what they used to look like 500 years ago? You don't see, a giant, octopus able to swallow an entire ship. That's not happening nowadays. But my point is that everything changes. Seasons change. The tectonic plates on the globe have shifted. Things change. You and I are the only ones trying to act like it doesn't exist at times, especially when it comes to our financial picture and what we're going to have to do in order to be able to build income streams for our households. And so I'm telling you, give yourself permission to think beyond the 2-week paycheck. It is okay for you to believe and to explore and start to explore opportunities that allow you to be able to earn additional income. The only reason why the side hustle course exists, and the only reason why I built it, is because we need to give ourselves permission to see and understand what it's like to actually grow a side business. So that even if you have one right now, you're not really sure what to do and you haven't implemented my 4 core strategies, I'll leave a link in the description below or up here on the card for the video. You need to go look at this stuff. You need to go pay attention. Give yourself permission. Don't allow your brain and your automatic drive to shut down just because it's unfamiliar territory or something that you don't know a whole lot about. Listen, you didn't know a whole lot about your job before you got it. You didn't know a whole lot about your spouse before you married them. But you invested time in order to be able to do so. And so what I want you to understand is, for everybody, no, I've heard people say to me before, well, I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to get rich. I'm just trying to, get a couple extra dollars. Well, you can build an online business and get those couple extra dollars. I would highly suggest you need to be rich. You know why you need to be rich? You need to be rich for all of the things that you want to accomplish that you're frustrated by right now that you cannot do. You know why you can't go to Africa and serve children and build schools the way you want to? You know why you can't do that? Because you don't have the funds to do so. You know why you can't, just allow and just, pay for the college, the ultimate dream college for your child? Because you don't have the money to do so. You know why you're not living in the house that you want to or have not fixed that part of the house? Because you don't have the money to do so. You know why you're not serving in the way that you want to serve the public and the community in the way that you want to? Is because you don't have the money to do so. My point is that it's not about the money. It's about what the money enables you to do in your life as a result of having it. So I highly suggest we should all be rich. And rich is relative. But I'm going to tell you right now, there was a former stat, and it's probably greater now, but the average American cannot afford a $400 mistake in a month. It will totally throw their financial picture in shambles. I don't care how much money you make at your job. If they let you go tomorrow, what you going to do? Yeah, they'll give you a severance. Okay, cool. How long does that last? There's an expiration date on that. And I think one of the interesting things that I have realized, and this is just me personally, because I've been that person, I used to think I don't need to do that. I used to think that my job was secure. I walked around as if it was. I used to really believe that I'm bringing so much value, they'll never let me go. They can't let me go. Who's going to do my job? The person that they hire in 30 minutes after they let me go. And those are business decisions. That's not like a personal thing. Those are just business decisions. And my point is, if they're making business decisions that are best for them, why aren't you and I making business decisions that are best for us and our household? Even if it's just an extra $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a month. Imagine being able to know that that's coming. So when the ups and downs of life interruptions happen, you're good. So I highly suggest an e-commerce business. Here's the other thing I want you to understand about building an e-commerce business. Whether you choose to do your own products and services, by the way, that's going to take a little while because you need branding and marketing. If you leverage another company's products and services, again, they've already got the track record. People are already buying it, especially if it's a reoccurring types of products and services. Here's the other thing you really need to understand. You do not determine for the person who chooses to purchase through you or be referred by you or whatever the case may be. You do not determine the experience of that person. And you don't have to control the accounting. You don't have to control the billing and collections. You don't have to touch any of that. Why? Because you simply made it people aware in your sphere of influence that, hey, there is this product and or services available. I have a plug. Here you go. Tap in. I think it's really important. It's really, really important. Check this out. Multi-step forms in WordPress can lead to 300% more conversions. That means if there's a way that somebody could click a link through your bio or something else, answer a few questions, pick the products that they want, and hit complete, people tend to do that. Why? Because now we're used to it. Thank you, pandemic. Hey, I know you're enjoying this episode, but I wanted to stop you really quickly and just ask you, did you know about the triangle of value that you provide in your corporate job today? Yes, profession, practices, and principles. And all of those your company is leveraging. Why aren't you? I mean, actually building out your own side business. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I built something called Side Hustle Secrets. The Side Hustle Secrets is your opportunity to be able to take the knowledge that you have in your head right now and actually learn how to build you a profitable side business. There's a ton of value of things that you're going to be able to get in here, but there's one thing that I wanted to be able to show you because I know that for many of you, you are like me. One day you woke up and realized, you know what, this job ain't enough. In fact, you realize that if something ever happened, I am going to be in trouble. And I learned a little too late. I had to go through 2 corporate layoffs going from almost $80,000 a year down to $9.13 work in retail because I never got it. Even though I had the title, I thought my job was secure. I never secured my own financial future. So I'm giving you the shot. Grab the link below, go to growyoursidebusiness.com right now, jump into the Side Hustle Secrets course. Let me show you how to take what's in your head and go build something with it. Back to the episode. There's not a lot to thank a pandemic for, but when it comes to business and solopreneurs and entrepreneurs, when it comes to online business building, it made the world comfortable with online business. And if you're not playing in the game yet, you're missing out. By the way, you're missing out on learning, you're missing out on opportunity, you're missing out on the chance to build something that is going to be best for you. And again, I don't wish anything bad on any of us in our career, but we can't keep acting like it can't happen. And I'd rather be a person who's more proactive than reactive. Here's the last thing that I'm going to give you about building an online business, especially when you start talking about leveraging another company's products and services. You are already trusted by the people around you right now. So if you present something to them, guess what? They're more than likely to pay attention because you're the one saying it, not somebody that they don't know. Although, yes, there's celebrities and yes, there's all these other people, but they really know you. And the beauty in that is, again, they're not necessarily just doing it because of you. And yes, we can go deep and there's a whole bunch of stuff. I could go a whole hour on, customer segmentation and learning how to sell and ways to say the right things. And yeah, all those things are important, but you know why they won't be important? Is because if you don't start, none of it's going to matter anyway. If you don't understand what authenticity does to drive people to whatever it is that you're sharing on your platform, you wouldn't understand. You have to be already in the game. And by the way, you already have a platform. Whether you want one or not, you have one. Go pull up your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, your Snapchat, and look at every single thing that you post. Everything that you've posted. That is telling people about whatever your brand is. You want to change it? Change what you post. Don't like what the algorithm shows you in your feed? Guess what? It's called a news feed. You're feeding it based on your likes, your shares, and your saves what to tell you and show you next. You don't like it? Change it. See, we think it's the algorithm. No, it's what we tell the algorithm that we want. That's called reflection, by the way. Same thing in a mirror, right? A mirror is just a reflection of what it sees. The algorithm is just a reflection. So I highly suggest that if you don't like what it is, or if you want to change some things up, you be the reason that it changes. Because nobody's going to change it for you. I heard Mel Robbins mention, she wrote the 5-second rule. And She talks about nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's walking through the door to be like, oh, wow, you're the next person in line to receive the sweepstakes of being saved. That's not happening financially. And I know a lot of people who are making great money in their corporate career, and they go to work every day nervous. They're not really enjoying their job. And it's because what we're not thinking about is, what are some ways that I can start to build something that I can rely on, that I can build, that I can control, that I can learn from, that'll give me the things that I need, and that I can just go do my job. I'm telling you right now, it's e-commerce. I know you might have even tried it before. I've talked to people and they said, hey, I tried it before. I failed. It didn't work for me. Nobody purchased, all this other stuff. Well, that might be because you need to learn a thing or two about why people purchase. Or ask yourself, why have you bought the things that you've bought? I'll give you a little hint, and this one might hurt a little bit. But if you're the kind of person that's always cheapo, supremo on everything that you find in the world, and then you want to build a business and expect people to buy expensive things or nice things and quality things from you, you might want to change the way you operate personally. It's just a suggestion. It's one of the greatest lessons I ever learned when it came to building a business. If you're always being a free people person, you always want everything for free. You always looking for a sale. You always looking for this. And I'm not saying like just blow money to blow money, but my point is you should welcome buying nice things. You should welcome the person when you walk inside of Nordstrom, or when you walk inside of TJ Maxx, or when you walk inside of Target or Walmart, who greets you and they say, hello, is there anything I can help you find? Let them help you find something instead of having a terrible attitude about it. Because then you want to build a business and want people to buy from you. Well, you're only going to attract the type of people that you are. So it's really important that the next time you walk across person, you're out, by the way, you're in the stores looking for things. You don't just go to a store because you have nothing else better to do. No, you go to a store because you're looking for something. When that person walks up to you and asks, can they help you? Answer them truthfully. Follow the process. See what it's like. Because it does come back around to you when you build a business and you want somebody to buy from you. It happens all the time. I used to get so frustrated. I get frustrated now just because I'm doing business, but I used to get really, really frustrated because, I would wonder like why people aren't saying this, or why people do this, or why people do that. And then I remember I caught myself one day because I was like, man, people just don't want to buy something. This is simple. This ain't expensive. And then I realized, Chris, when was the last time you bought anything expensive? When is the last time you bought something and didn't complain about the price? And it was already inexpensive. It's just a thought. But I want you to know that there is power in building an e-commerce business. Now, listen, I'm going to drop a link in the description. If you want steps, if you want ideas, if you want to know like what to do, if you want options, ideas, listen, I can help you figure out like navigate the space of where you may want to go with this, or even just explore opportunities. But I highly suggest that you really give e-commerce a look for the first time, or another look, even if you failed, because you have some learnings that other people don't have. And instead of saying, well, it didn't work out the first time, so I'm not going back, take the failures from the first time and apply it to the second. See, some of us just don't stick around long enough to work long enough for us. So I really think it's important. All right. So I just wanted to give you that advice. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Hey, if you like this kind of conversation, if you like this discussion, here's what I ask. We are in the process right now of trying to grow our reviews over 100. We want 100 reviews across all of our audio platforms. We want 100 new people across all of our social media. So if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. Please leave a comment. Share this out. If you leave a review, other people will find our show. And guess what happens? That means other people just like you, as our community continues to grow, we be able to discover and help other people along this journey of building a great side business. So would you be so kind? Take a few minutes. Doesn't cost you anything, but it'll mean the world to me and allows other people to find out who we are and what we're here to provide. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you. Have a great day. And I hope to see you in the next episode.